Hi there, we're Travel with Johnny and Will, and we are on board the Marella Voyager.
Yeah, finally.
Finally. We've been waiting for this day for so long, and it finally came yesterday, and today we are at sea, and we just wanted to tell you about our first 24 hours on board very quickly. So, first of all, how we actually got here to the ship. Really easy. So whenever we got off our flight, we arrived in the arrivals hall after getting our luggage. We didn't have our luggage tags printed, so we joined a queue at a Marella kiosk, and we were issued them with luggage tags and pointed in the direction of the coach, which then brought us in the airport to the ship. Once we got into the terminal building, actually before we get into the terminal building, one of the crew comes on to the bus and just welcomes us to Palma, welcomes us to Marella Voyager, and then we went inside to check in, and that's where you register your card for any charges, and you pick up then your cruise card, and your cruise card opens your cabin door, and you use that whenever you're in the bars or the shops.
As your form of payment.
As your form of payment. And so we got that, and that process literally took us about 10 minutes standing in that building.
Very efficient.
It was really super quick. We're travelling with my mum and aunt at the minute who have mobility issues, so staff, because they saw them standing in line, actually brought them out of the line so that they could be seen quicker.
Seen to quicker, yeah.
And then as well as that, we were actually escorted outside, and we were told to go on to a different gangway on deck 3, which meant then that there wasn't a large climb for them to climb up the gangway to get on board the ship.
It's really good.
So it was really superb service from the staff there. So that's how we got here. So once we got on board, I'll let Will tell you what happened next.
Yeah, so we went straight up to the snack shack and we got on board, grabbed a bite to eat and a drink just to quench our thirst. So after we grabbed a bite, I went on a bit of an exploration around the top decks just to see what it's like and how it's different. I went around the pool deck, into the gym, visited the new electric rooms, which is quite
Really
exciting.
nice. Yeah.
And also the coffee port.
So we were told that the cabins would be ready from 2 o'clock. However, we did come up to the cabins slightly before that, just to see if our luggage had arrived. The luggage was here, so we came on into our cabin, and our cabin's very similar to, we're on deck 8, and it's very similar to our deck 8 cabin that we had in January on Explorer.
Yeah.
So again, once we got settled in, we took some videos and some pictures so that we can bring you then a tour of our cabin, hopefully this week as well.
After we'd visited our cabin, I went exploring again around the main dining room. I wanted to also visit Flutes because I'd seen pictures online. I thought, wow, I need to go and visit this, and also to have a little explore around the arts house.
Yeah, there's lots of cool venues on board Marella so far. From what we have seen, are really utilising space well, and the venues that are what we would sort of say are old Marella favourites, they're making them sort of feel either bigger or slightly better, and then some of the new venues that we've seen so far have been great. So we're so glad that we're actually on for a week that we can try and get round them all and experience them. So last night then we went for dinner in Latitude, which is one of the main dining restaurants. And the food was absolutely amazing there. You know, service was a bit slow, but we have to remember for some of the staff on board, this is their first contract. But the food was amazing.
The food was amazing, yeah. And it felt like it felt tweaked from the previous Marella Cruises we've been on, a little bit revamped, so it was quite good.
Yeah, you had like a red pepper with hummus, and I had like a ham hock. For starters, and then I just had chicken last night.
And I had the vegetarian katsu cauliflower
Yeah,
curry. It was really nice.
Yeah,
the flavors were really good. Yeah.
The desserts were amazing as well. You had like a red berry croissant sort of type of dessert. And I had a chocolate and walnut dessert as well. Both were amazing. And then after dinner, pretty standard for us, it was off to see the theatre shows.
Yeah. So it was a bit of a rush to the show because I think we'd only left ourselves 6 minutes between the main dining room, which is at the back of the ship, and then to get to the show 6 minutes later
Yeah.
at the Broadway Show Lounge, which is at the front of the ship. So the show was called The Summer of Love, and it was a brand new show for Marella Voyager. Never been on any other Marella cruises before. The show was like a 60s themed show with like the VW, what do you call that, camper van, and it was all like very laid back, chilled 60s vibes, and all songs from that era.
Yeah, so it was a group of friends that were travelling together to form a band, performing their first ever gig. The story was sort of quite simple. There wasn't it wasn't that gripping, and it was easy enough to follow. It was just sort of mainly sort of singing and dancing, you know, with a bit of a story to it. But it was good.
It was good, and most of the vocalists were really good, and there was one girl in particular. She had a really, really strong voice, and a good she had a lot of confidence and a good character and a lot of sass, and we really enjoyed her performances.
Yeah. So after that, there was muster. So on this ship, whenever you come on board, you watch the safety video in your cabin, and then last night at 9 p.m, Captain Steve, he gave his announcement, safety announcement, and then you have to attend your muster station. And after we did that, I think most of the ship then ended up on the top decks for the Marella Sail and Shine party. And this is what they do now whenever they set sail on the first night of the cruise. A lot of the entertainment staff and showcast are there, each doing performances. And our cruise director, who is also called Johnny, he actually is a singer himself, and he
he kicked it off.
He kicked it off with singing the "Shine" by Take That.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great, and everybody was in good spirits, and we were out there until I think about near 11 before it started to wind down.
Yeah.
But at that point, then we got peckish.
Yeah, we got a bit peckish. So we'd made our way into the buffet, which on this ship is now called the kitchens, with the 8 different eateries. Now, it was obviously only the late night snacks, so there was only like one little, maybe like 2 sections of it that were open.
We had like a chicken curry and rice.
Oh yes, it was chicken curry.
Yeah,
I thought I got pie, but no,
we had a few drinks last night, so we can't really remember that well what we had, but we did have chicken curry, and rice, and yeah, it was tasty.
Yeah.
So the late night sort of snacks on this ship starts at 10 o'clock and finishes at midnight.
Yeah.
So yeah, and in the kitchens then we bumped into Paul and Carol from Paul and Carol Loves to Travel. And we finished our night sitting out the back of the ship for a delayed departure. We didn't leave, I think it was until about 11:30.
Yeah, it was originally 10, delayed to 11, and it actually didn't really happen until about 11:30.
Yeah. So we just sat outside and had a few drinks and a chat and catch up with them, which was nice. So that was our first night on board, and we've really enjoyed it so far. And we hope to bring you more information and more videos about our experience on board very soon. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click subscribe to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified the next time we post a new video, which will be very soon.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye bye.